The Cool Fab Racing British Minibikes Championship is where Danny Kent, the Moto 3 world champion, started his racing career, and he's back this weekend to have some fun, but a 14-year-old is looking to spoil his day. How often would you see a world champion on four wheels come back to his roots? Never. That's the answer. Danny Kent, the Moto 3 world champion, is back at Llandough in South Wales to have some fun on pit bikes this weekend, and we're absolutely delighted to have him. He's put it on pole for the first race of the weekend, but he's got a couple of 14-year-olds lining up behind him. My co-commentator who missed the last round, Jake Sanson, is back from Le Mans. Jake, after commentating at Le Mans, delighted to have you back for a far more prestigious championship and some proper racing.
Certainly is, with some proper racers too. Kent and Rogers on the front row, Nesbitt and Toms, Cook and Holmes-Williams, the younger member of the Kent family, Kieran Kent, on the grid as well, in a series where pretty much every race comes down to the last couple of minutes of the race action. Never mind just one fantastic blue riband in France. Here we go off the grid. Nesbitt's getting a flyer off the second row already. Charlie Nesbitt trying to come round the outside. He had to bail out of it in the end, but he holds on to second position behind the Moto 3 world champion Danny Kent. What a start.
Up to Surtees for the first time. It's Danny Kent that leads from Charlie Nesbitt, the 14-year-old, in second. Fraser Rogers there in third, looks like. TJ Toms there in fourth place. So Danny Kent's got a 0 on his back, Jake. But that may as well be a target as far as Charlie Nesbitt is concerned, because he's looking to tick him off his bucket list for this year.
Well, what an amazing thing it would be to say, yeah, you know what, when I go racing on the weekends, when I play around with motorbikes, I just beat a world champion on the MotoGP paddock. We're on board now with Blake Ansell, 12 years old from Gloucester, charging down to Raymond's for the first time, in through the right-hander. He might pick up a place or two here. That was close. He almost managed to get at least one more. Charlie Nesbitt, the young man from Swindon, 14 years of age, on the tail of a world champion, with Fraser Rogers very close into them as well, and TJ Toms chomping at the bit to try and get through as well. There's your man at the front, 2015 world champion, the first British rider to win a world championship for quite a long time. But there's your man on bike number 7, TJ Toms, already threatening to take that final step on the podium away from Fraser Rogers. Even Danny Kent's having to look behind him. He realises, look how many bikes, 1, 2, 3, right on his tail, and there's a few more on the back as well, trying to join this train. Fantastic racing down towards Raymond's.
And here comes Charlie Nesbitt down the inside. Has he got it done? Yes! And Danny's thinking, hold on, this is a little bit harder than I thought it was. There's that 0 on his back. As I say, it may as well be a target as far as Nesbitt is concerned, but Nesbitt's not looking at it now. Nesbitt's out front, the 14-year-old. Another 14-year-old on the 7. That's TJ Toms there in fourth place. And Fraser Rogers, he's no slouch. He's up the inside of Danny, and Fraser through the second. Danny down to third, make that fourth as TJ goes. Oh.
Absolutely superb. Great riding there from TJ Toms. It was one thing to get Rogers down on the inside, but he had a very, very small window of opportunity to get past on the inside as well. But he decided, you know what? I've got space, I've got guts, I've got guile, I'm going for it. And he's into third position, and he's already attacking Rogers, but look out in front. Nesbitt is disappearing up the road as now Toms makes his way down the inside. We're back on board with Ansell as he makes his way through the chicane, back onto the straight towards Raymond's, and I think Danny Kent is in for a little bit more of a rough ride than he thought he was. There's 3 very highly motivated riders, although, come on, he isn't a world champion for nothing. He's got straight back on with this. Rogers and Toms, he's picked them off up to second position as they start to lap the traffic, but Kent is through to second place. Then it's Rogers, the British National Superstock 1000 rider, don't forget, so he is no slouch, and he definitely knows how to go and race up in the top echelons of the national championships as well as here in Cool Fab. And already Nesbitt starting to get away from the rest of the field as we watch the mid-pack. Now we're back towards the front. Charlie Nesbitt, of course, we already know, Alan, how talented a rider he is. He's been leading countless times in the past, but he always seems to drop the ball for whatever reason. Something goes wrong, something, one tiny little thing, a little piece in the jigsaw comes astray. It looks like he's not going to allow that to happen today.
That was last year, Jake. This is this year, 2016. He's been leading and he's been on it all the time. He's not been making those mistakes. Crashed 3 times, of course, while leading last year. This year, he's not made the same mistakes. That is the race leader, Charlie Nesbitt, the 14-year-old. Out front, quick look behind him. That's Sean Whittaker right behind him now, but Sean's had a lap put on him. And here comes Danny Kent in behind. So that's Charlie. There's Danny. He's got a good 12 lengths over Danny Kent at the moment.
A little further on into the race, and still Rogers and Toms are locked together in mortal combat for third position. But now Kent and the other two have closed right up on Nesbitt, who's lost a little bit of time in the traffic, but that is to be expected. That's got nothing to do with his ability. As we go into the last lap, Danny Kent is going to have one final charge here to close up on Charlie Nesbitt. He's just set the fastest lap as well, 47.624. So he has got one final charge. Meanwhile, the third and fourth place battle, Tom's now in front of Rogers, I think. He just managed to slip through, and then Rogers got him straight back again as they worked their way through the traffic. But now, what can Nesbitt do to hold off not just any motorcycle rider, not just another competitor in the field? That is a world champion on his tail, and Nesbitt is handling it as if it's just another day at the office. Through the left, through the right, not too much curb, down the straight. He's got this one on a plate. All he has to do is hang on through Raymond's. He's got enough of an advantage in his pocket. Danny, will he try? He's too far away. Ladies and gentlemen, take the plaudits. It's Charlie Nesbitt who gets the victory. Fantastic battle in front of Danny Kent, nonetheless. He has just beaten a world champion. Well, does that mean he is the champion of champions then?
Well, for a 14-year-old to do what he's just done is quite amazing. But listen, you've got to give the plaudits to Danny Kent, a world champion who turns up at the championship in which he started his racing career to have some fun. Great to see him back. Great for Charlie Nesbitt to take the win. Danny Kent in second from TJ in third, Fraser fourth, and Max Cook rounding out the top five.
So as Charlie Nesbitt celebrates his greatest performance so far to date, we go to the Minimoto AC40 rookies. It's the future world champions with Jack Kirsch popping in on pole position for the first time ever in his career, alongside Alexander Merchant on the front row of the grid. Away we go. The man who's already playing catch-up is Ben Smith, former championship leader, down to P10, and off the line we've already got a cracking start. Mason Foster from third on the grid has not had the greatest of starts here, from fourth on the grid, dropping back into sixth position. He's our onboard cameraman for this one. Here he is as we head into Surtees for the first time. Out in front, though, it is your man from pole position, Jack Kirsch, who's had an absolutely cracking weekend so far.
We always say it's great to see the kids improving. We've never seen this sort of performance from Jack before. It's his first pole position, and let's hope he can go on and deliver what he'll be hoping to deliver, which is a race win. But it's Kirsch from Merchant, and in third place there it looks like Orlando Phillips. In behind Orlando is the championship leader, Cameron Saul, there in fourth place.
Yeah, Saul's having a good run actually in this race. He started a little bit lower down to where he would have liked to have been, but already he's on the attack, trying to go for third position. Onto the inside line though, great little battle, but Saul is the one who gets the corner right, and down the order goes our cameraman, who originally went up into third position once again there. It's not quite gone well. He's had to drop back into fifth position once more. These first couple of laps, you're still learning the way that the race is playing out. It's the early stages of the weekend, don't forget, and still this battle is going to start to rage. Now here's Kirsch with Alexander Merchant breathing all over him around the outside. He's never won a TV race previously, of course. He is going to try and do that here today, but of all the riders he's got all over him, he's got the very talented, very smooth, very calculating Alexander Merchant, another rider who's just coming on leaps and bounds in 2016.
Yeah, another rider with a big career looming. Second place in the championship, Alexander Merchant, and second place on the track as well. But for how long? He's all over the back of Jack Kirsch, the 9-year-old from Gloucester. And of course, Kirsch will not have experienced this before, leading a race. So he may get a little bit nervous, particularly with Alexander Merchant applying the pressure. That's the information on Cameron Saul, the championship leader there in third place, Jake.
Yeah, and Cameron Saul is actually starting to beat a path to the door of these two. He is getting some very fast laps in at the moment. Back on board with Mason Foster as he makes his... Oh, Foster's off! That's not gone well at all for the 88. He's lost it in the hook, and we've actually got the camera viewing him in despair. That's such a shame for Foster. He's another rider who's coming on. Oh, that's Kirsch! That's our leader! He's gone wide! And he's down! That's such such a shame. Just one little error in judgment and Jack Kirsch through McWhirters. He loses the bike almost in unison with the 88. That is such a shame. He was riding so strongly.
Oh, he's gutted. Absolutely gutted.
You can't blame him.
Devastated, and you can understand it. He's going to get a help.
He might still be able to get points, of course, so there's every reason.
Oh, no, he's going to ride the bike for him. No, he's not. No, he's not.
No, I thought he was going to try and
get back on, but well, disappointing. Let's have a look at that earlier. That's Foster. Look at that. That is lucky not to take the rider out from behind.
Yeah, somebody
Foster
went in.
Going down.
Now, this is Kirsch. Now, let's watch. On the inside, he's looking okay, but look, he's just got a little bit too early on the throttle. That's all it takes.
Needs to get back on the track now while he's got some curb to play with. He leans it over on the grass. You can't do that. You're leaning over on the grass. The tyres are going to say, nope, sorry, my friend, I can't make that turn.
But let's be fair to him. You know, that's a very difficult position to be in with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. That's Taylor Stewart-Campbell now up to third position in front of Orlando Phillips as a result of those two going down. But let's be fair to young Jack Kirsch. He's done a fantastic job so far this weekend. That's a high-pressure position to be in when you've got somebody like Alexander Merchant breathing down your neck. And now Merchant is the man who's got chase because Cameron Sewell is right on his tail as we go into the final lap. I think Sewell might have something here. He might be able to get him on the last lap.
Up through Surtees for the last time. The double apex turn down here into McWhirters.
Oh, he's going to go!
Up the inside. Can't get it done.
So close as well. He almost caught Merchant out big time there under braking. Merchant was just able to save it, but as they come into the right-hander, you sense that Cameron Sewell might get an opportunity here into the chicane once again. Down the straight, he's a little bit too far back. But look, he's so much smoother when it comes to the transition from one corner to the next, through the left and through the right, down the straight. I can sense him going for this into Raymond's. He's a very crafty racer, is Sewell. He's almost side by side with him now. This is up to Merchant. He needs to balance the bike beautifully. He's gone a little bit too... No, that's okay. He's gone fine. So it looks as though Merchant's going to get the job done. Beautiful. Merchant gets the win here. Sewell in second place. Very nicely done there from Alexander Merchant, holding on in front of the championship leader. Bags of pressure, and he gets the victory. Nicely done there. Taylor Stewart-Campbell in third place to round out the podium, with Orlando Phillips and Charlie Tilley rounding out the fifth position mark. But for Jack Kirsch, it's disappointment, but you can bet in this current form, he will be back.
Alexander, winner of the Mini Moto rookie race. What a fantastic race that was. Just talk us through it from your point of view.
Well, Jack got a really good start, and I was right behind him, but I'm on the right hip and he went on the ground, and then fell off, which gave me the lead, and it was a really tough battle with Cameron, and I just won.
And he would do it again in the weekend. Cameron Sewell absent from the second and third races. What about Jack Kirsch? Well, he got a second and then a win in the third race. Told you he'd be back for more. He's knocking on the door of the top 5 with that kind of performance. We'll be back for more after the break.